Hi guys. So as many of you have been watching, I'm Harley. I'm from UAEOD, so this is my channel. I just want to say thank you again to everybody who's helped support us over the last couple of days. We've managed to buy some new detectors which have been ordered, which should be with us on Tuesday. Also some handheld detectors and some boots as well as other personal protection. Knee pads, diesel, 300 litres again, which should see the team through for the best part of 2 weeks. We've got some radios. I had some kind donations from a chap in England as well, who we met via the channel. He gave us some really good equipment as well. So I just want to just say, thank you for everybody for supporting. If demining is something that interests you and the efforts that we do, on a daily basis, then, please subscribe and comment on the channel, because it does help the channel quite a lot. So the next video is a video that I took a bit earlier. It's an insight into a small village in the Mykolaiv region, which was affected and occupied by the Russians. They actually poisoned the water in this village as well, and they did that by throwing their own dead soldiers down the wells. So people couldn't farm, couldn't drink, couldn't live, But some people have started to return. I first went there back in January, and it's still the same. I mean, there's some people trying to rebuild, but once you see the devastation and stuff, it's a big task. It's a mammoth task. So I went out and I was actually looking for a rocket that had been reported, a rocket that's actually been sat there since November last year at the side of the road. So you'll see what happens. But I must say the footage is getting better. We've managed to source my camera. I actually have a GoPro anyway from previous times in England, so I managed to source that. The footage, it will be better, and we've got some real good stuff coming over the next few weeks as well. A lot of support for the team, a lot of support for other teams as well, because we've got some guys coming who are training the teams who are going to try and implement safer working practices. I mean, I've been trying to do that as well, but I do think it'd be better as well if it's coming from people who are a lot more experienced than what I am, We've also, in terms of the boots situation, we managed to get some boots for the team. I think I've ordered around 9 pairs. There's actually not that many people in the team, but there was another team who were in the same situation as yours. So, there was like, would you be able to get us some boots if it's possible? And I'm like, we don't want to ask you. And I'm like, please ask me. This is something we can help with, Stupid little things like that. I mean, we might not be able to buy missiles and things like that as a community, but one thing we can do is help with demining as a community, us guys, and we can do that by support for demining. That's one thing the public can help with. Ukraine does get a lot of missiles and other high-tech weapons, but in terms of demining, they don't actually get a lot at all. But yeah, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who supports us. I mean, we still are in the market for other things. We've got a lot of work to do. So I mean, if demining is something that you want to support, then my link is in the description, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hi guys, so today we're going to a village called Blahodatne in Mykolaiv region. So we're going to be moving some munitions that have been reported, and they've been actually sat there since last year. Apparently the kids have been messing around the area, so it's a good idea for us to just to get there and, you know, see what we can do, get them shifted. So I'm just going to show you some houses. All this area is all mine. So we're just on a call out to a village in Mykolaiv. Not this one, it's the next one, but if it's anything like this one, there's a lot of work to do, you know. All the bullet holes on that gate, house. I mean, these are some of the lucky ones. I mean, obviously not this one. House just torn apart, you know, riddled. Shelling. The whole village is like this, so I'm actually moving down to the next village. This is one of the villages where the Russians occupied. I'll take you around the village, obviously, but as the video goes on, but as you can see, it's just destroyed, it's carnage. And the thing is, it's really hard to detect the landmines and stuff around these areas here, because this is where the positions were, and due to the amount of metal and how much fighting there was as well, it's really high metal content. So I mean, the detector's pretty useless, to be honest. So yeah, it's gonna take some shifting, manual shifting. It'll take years. They've not even started here yet, to be honest. But the trouble with driving down here as well is there's all the fucking metal in the road. You know, pop your tyres. Yeah, I'll show you more around the village anyway as I go along. I'm actually working here today, so see the carnage of what's happened here. You know, these are people's houses, and surprisingly enough, some of these people actually still live here. They just put a plastic sheet on the roof, just trying to get on with it. So yeah, it's just pure carnage. I'm really worried about the tyres, to be honest, as well, because I've not got my wrench to change the wheel. It's actually in the Shogun. So yeah, just trying to navigate that, but make sure I don't get a flat tyre. If you look there, zoom in a little bit. It's the end of a motor. That one's been fired, but this whole verge, the whole village, it's carnage. You know, and there's just things littered everywhere. There's some serious fighting here. You know, and I really don't know how they're going to clean it up. So this is one of the villages that we're working quite regularly. Me and the boys at Sunflower. We kind of like adopted this village, but if I'm completely honest, I don't know how they're gonna recover. So I'm not really sure what the camera quality is like, but I'll take you on a little stroll through just some of the houses in this village. Now this village is, I'm gonna say estimate 100 houses. But yeah, and every single one of them is like this. Both sides. So I don't really know the real story. I have been told the story, but I forgot. So I think the Russians came here and I think they did a few airstrikes, and then some tanks rolled in, and then they just absolutely smashed the village to pieces for days. One of the guys, Dima, who we know, he actually rescued some of the kids whilst the Russians were actually firing at him, and he had to run with one on his back and one, you know, pulling him by the arm. As you can see, there was a rocket fell here in the road, so it's actually been marked. But I think last time I was here, the tail was actually sticking out. So it's gone somewhere. I don't know who's took it, but it has gone somewhere. But yeah, and like I said before, you know, there's people actually still living here in this because there's just no choice. There's kids actually playing in this village every day, and it's like with the demining and stuff, like, where do you even start? I mean, you can see for yourself. Look at the vegetation. There's obviously some life here. He's got a nice cow here. Hey mate, only a baby. Obviously belong to somebody, don't you? Well, yeah, and that's the house where the cow's chained up to, so. Are you coming with me today? See if I can get some water. It's really hot out here today. It's 35 degrees Celsius. It's really warm. So we can get the cow some water out the van. The water's actually poisoned around here, but can't seem to find it. I've only got a bottle of Fanta. I haven't brought any with me. So yeah, just as I was saying before, you know, there's people actually living amongst all this. Now that's Sergei's house. And he's trying to fix it. I mean, I was here 6 months ago and it was still the same. So I don't think he's really getting anywhere with it, but I suppose when you look at that, where do you start? You know? So yeah, I'm going to try and find Sergei, and hopefully we can find out where this rocket is. Yeah, apparently it's at the side of the road, so yeah. This is how these people are living, unfortunately. And this is what the Russians have done. A lot of these Ukrainians haven't actually been to ports like this. So, anyway, I'm sure you've seen enough of. This is Blahodatne in Mykolaiv. So the big wasp flying me here. Yeah, so as you can see, terrible. There's a lot of Ukrainians out there who genuinely need the help, you know, and that's why we're here. So yeah, hopefully let's give Sergei a knock on the door and find this rocket. Oh, nice dog. Sergei? Oh fucking hell, that's a big one. I didn't see you there, mate. Better get out the garden just in case. There's a big dog there. I didn't see you. Well, he's not friendly. Hey! Oh god. Oh, for a second, I'll come out. Hello. So I couldn't find Sergey, but this lady's showing me where the problems is. Ah, tak. Aha. Okay. Okay. Да. Is any more? No? No. Okay. Хорошо. Okay. Хорошо. That's all right. Okay. So yeah, it's actually a mortar. A mortar that's in the ground, so I think the kids have been near it. There's actually two, but I think one's just the tail, so what I'll do, I'll get the hook and line, we'll get it sorted. Okay. Хорошо. Happy days. Yeah. Sergey wasn't here. I mean, Sergey wasn't here. Couldn't find him, but this lady showed me. I think what it is, the kids have been round here messing, they picked it up. Well, they picked one of them up. So, get the kids out, we'll get it sorted. Actually brought the Yorkshire tea as well. Yeah. Nobody's here for it. Anyway, let's get to work. Well, you're showing me one and then there's more. Down there? Okay. That's the problem with some of the villagers. Trouble is, you're going to watch your step. Let's have a look. Mina? I'm sorry. Ah. Okay. Okay, you come away. Uh-huh. Okay. Well guys, as you can see, I had to dig down a little bit. It was in quite deep. There we are. It's just been fired, but obviously for the locals and stuff, they don't know, do they? Obviously we go to school to, you know, learn how to deal with these things properly and stuff. So we attach the sacrificial line and then the line, give it a pull. Had to wait, obviously, just to wait to see what happens until I could see it a little better as well from a different angle, and then I realised obviously most of it was missing, so safe to move. So I moved it up here and you know, we'll pop that in the van and we'll take it with us. As you can see, it's a mess around here, isn't it? Carnage. Even though it might not make a big difference to people, like, you know, when you look at the area and stuff, but obviously, you know, it might not seem to you like it's a big deal, but like I said before, the kids were playing around that, and it was the kids who actually told the mum and dad about it. So, you know, I'd rather come out here, spend, well, 3-4 hours getting here, finding it, and just making sure it's out of the way safely, and then you know, some kid blowing themselves up on it. You know. Yeah, it's a hot day. I need a drink. But it's going to be years and years and years of this to do. So, I mean, as you can see yourself, it's a mess. There's stuff like this lying around everywhere. I mean, we actually drove past some down there before. I should have picked it up and kicked it in the van. Yeah. Let's get rid of it. It's safe to move. As I was saying before, it might not seem like a lot, you know, pulling a few empty mortar cases out, but they were stuck in the ground, and to the civilian, the lady and stuff, she doesn't know if that's live or if that's fired. You know, she doesn't know if it's safe or anything. So, you know, we don't mind coming out and just putting people's minds at rest. You know, that's what I went to school for, isn't it? To learn how to do this kind of stuff. So, yeah, yeah. I hope everyone's, you know, been able to have a real eye opener today, because you know something, a lot of people haven't seen this side of Ukraine. You know, you hear all about Donbass and stuff all the time, and Donbass and Kharkiv, and you know, no one hears about what happened in Kherson and Mykolaiv. I mean, look, that's what we're driving past. These are the old Russian positions, you know. Oh, there's actually a rocket sticking out of the road there. Oh. Crazy. These poor people, you know, they just woke up one day and Russians were rolling in the village. So yeah, this is Mykolaiv. So that's part of one of the tanks that destroyed the village, and the turret for the tank is over there. Well, it must have been a good old strike. So here we are, we're back in Mykolaiv. So because I've not actually eaten anything decent for a bit, even today, I had a croissant for breakfast and that was it. Just got myself a burger at this bistro in town, in the square. But I just wanted to add as well, you know, there's a lot of people out there who have opinions and stuff on EOD work, and I've seen it with like other videos, and you know, I'd have done it this way, I'd have done it that way. Well, you know, the mortar was safe to move, it was safe, and you know, we don't really know that, do we? I mean, we are trained to know what is safe and what isn't. I mean, there was obviously one of them that was completely safe, but the thing is that you have to follow the training, and you know, if you follow the training and do things right and not make mistakes, then nobody gets hurt. You know, it's important to remember that this job's only dangerous if you don't follow the rules and if you cut corners. And also another very important thing to remember as well is that people are watching. You know, when I rock up and I'm doing that, there's people watching in them villages. You know, the guy stood there, he's you know, and these people have been waiting since last year to get these things removed. So if they come across any more or anything like that, the last thing I want to do is make them think that this job is easy. You know, I want to try and make it look as complicated as possible. Don't touch anything, mate. Leave it to, you know, people who have been trained to deal with it. Because the last thing I want is this guy seeing another munition, getting pissed off about it, being there all year, probably having a drink one day and then deciding to go and deal with it himself. And then, you know, accidents happen. So, you know, people see all these videos of like all these farmers and stuff all demining and things across Ukraine. Now, what you don't see is how many of them are dying, because there's a lot. Losing their eyes, losing their limbs, by just taking it upon themselves to just start messing with things. Because it looks easy, when the reality of it is, it's, you know, there's a lot of work goes into it to do it safely and with minimal risk. You know, it's the best word to describe it. So yeah, so this is it. Got a burger. So here we are, burger, cappuccino, full fat Coke. There's some tanks down there and a blown out building. If you look, I'll zoom in. So they're all Russian tanks on display in the centre of Mykolaiv. Yeah, and there's a guy there with he's got a washing machine on top of his larder. That is real Ukraine right there. So yeah, enjoy your day, guys. Bye from me.